Thursday, July 30th. Tools of Fortune. We are starting this reading out with Barg Garvinson Wayne 538. And Barg Garvinson Wayne has a career question. And so we are using, in this reading, we are using a career and life deck. And so it's kind of a generalized question, and we will be seeking generalized answers. Mother Mary, Mary Guadalupe, be with us now. Be with us now as we seek the truth in all questions today. So we had some cards pop out. I guess we will look at all the cards that popped out. There's 5 cards. This is an upright deck, so we'll run it here. So the first card we're looking at is shedding. We have some progress, expression, spiritual work, and manifesting. Interesting. So with your career, I'm going to put things in this perspective. It looks as though what you need to be focusing on right now, Bargarvison, is to spend more time in your inner life, in your interior world. You need to spend more time in your interior world, and you need to look at what is it in your current career, in your current job, what needs to go. So we have this snake, and a snake sheds its skin, and the snake sheds its skin and moves on, and you're looking at this as a symbol of rebirth. Snakes have traditionally been in spirituality a symbol of rebirth, but it's a certain kind of rebirth. It's a rebirth where one is born again, but it's not a rebirth in a sense of how when you come into this reality and you're born into this reality that you consciously forget everything that came before. That part of the bargain is you are starting as a blank slate, and you're not bringing forth with you everything that you learned the last time and the times before. So it's a different type of, when you're thinking of a rebirth within the context of a current life, you're looking at getting rid of some things, but moving and while moving on. So it's not a real rebirth. It's not a reincarnation. It's not a it's more like a resurrection. It's more like a resurrection than a rebirth. And so you things that were dead are left behind. That skin that is left behind is dead skin. You're leaving behind that which is dead, and you are moving on. So it looks as this card about expression, and that in your career, you need to think about how it is that you express yourself. It's Modi 9278. Welcome. How are you expressing yourself? And so your self-expression and your ability to express yourself is one of the things that you can't leave behind. This is something you got to bring with you into your new career, whatever that new career is. Maybe your career is all about writing. It's about creative expression. It's about communication. Being a communicator. And then we look at this spiritual card that maybe you're, Raul, welcome, Raul. That maybe spirituality is something that needs to be a part of your career. Maybe that is something that needs to be a part of your career. And this card shows that you are making some progress. You're working towards your goals. You need to shed that which is no longer serves you. Leave all that behind to move forward. But this reading here, it tells me that you will come into a place where you will have a new career, a new career that involves you being able to. No, actually, this reading it could be a collective reading, but this reading question is for this guy. It's for this guy here. He was the last person who asked a question on, I think Monday's reading. No, Sunday's reading. I think it was Sunday. And so I'm starting this reading with his question. So yes, you may add a question. I'll get to you next. So for Garvison, in your career, generalized career reading, you are moving forward. You move forward, and maybe you move forward at the pace of a snake. Snakes sometimes can move fast, but they kind of move along in a steady kind of a manner, maybe in a winding kind of a winding way, and then along the way you shed everything that doesn't serve you. But then we have this sense of this peacock, this beautiful peacock, the feathers. And so this is, you have the ability, you have all the skills within yourself, Garvison, to make your dreams come true, the dreams that you're working on, whatever that be. Whatever what you're working on. So that's kind of what I got for you. I hope that this helped. So the key things that I just wanted to bring forward, and I'm gonna write that down for you, is that your career may involve spiritual work, and expression. So creativity, and then creativity means in this sense where, if I were to look at this at a different level, it's problem solving. SOLVIN. So you're looking at your creativity is about solving problem, maybe helping to solve other people's problems. Maybe this is like management. It's not necessarily about art, because you think of artistic things when you think of creativity, but that's not necessarily the case, because most things we do in life involve imagination and involve creativity, because through your imagination you can imagine the problem and to find some kind of a solution. So expression, creativity, problem solving, and that this other card of spiritual work. So what does that mean? I don't know what your culture is. It could mean things that improve people's lives, their spiritual lives. So maybe counseling, psychology, psychiatry, psychology, psychiatry. It can mean things like that. Spiritual direction, maybe spiritual direction. You know, you don't have to have a perfect spiritual life in order to be a spiritual director within your religious tradition. I'm sure that there, if it's whatever your religious tradition is, there would be like academic work to do in order to guide a person along their journey. And that really kind of, it's all about counseling, psychology, spiritual direction. They're all related types of skills. And so spiritual work, it could be that, or like being a chaplain. Maybe a chap. Do they have such? If you're, I don't. I think you're from India. So if you have you know, like a chaplain kind of a job. I mean, in the United States, they hire chaplains in the prison system. They hire chaplains in the military. And so I think, were you looking for government work? You know, would you be young enough that you could join the military as a professional if you're looking at, let's say, spiritual work as a chaplain? As a chaplain, do you have? I think I don't remember if you. I think I thought you were from India, but I'm not sure. These are all legitimate things that you could think about. Other things to look at. It's not just you're looking for that job in your government, but this actually, if it is, if they do have uh, spiritual workers within your military, well, a spiritual worker in the military is a government job. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. It just popped into my mind as a possibility. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope that this helps. So you have to look at the thing is you look at this in a multi-layered way. You could say that spiritual work is a part of your new career coming up. Being able to express yourself is a part of your new career coming up. Or you can say that you need to work on your spiritual life, your interior life. You need to get rid of things that do not serve you, making some progress, more learning, in your current field, working on solving problems and expressing yourself, and then working all towards bringing this thing into reality, into this world. And that's what I got for you. All right? All right, let's go move on to the next person, which is Raul, right? Ishmodi and Raul. Okay, good. So we have at least two more questions. I got my my food in the oven right now. I have some bird. We're having bird for dinner. Big birds. They were pretty big birds, not just small birds, but bigger birds. Mm. Normally, I in my channel policy, which I have posted on the channel header, is that I'm a Christian, blah, blah, blah. I know. So, Tools of Fortune does not entertain personal health care question, legal issues, or life and death predictions. Tools of Fortune primarily uses bibliomancy, the Rider-Waite Tarot system, and various oracle decks, including handmade cards, to derive guidance to you, the querent. So, I guess your question is, are you gonna win the case? But it is not legal. You're not asking for legal advice. Okay, I got that. So I will put that question in, but I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not giving you legal advice. Okay, so just as a just to show you. Okay, so you have a court case between. So it's a Modi. Do you want to reconcile with your husband? And who filed the court case against who? Okay. Will I'm gonna put it? Will Modi win court case? And will Modi and husband reconcile? What is that? A restraining order? Did did your husband file a restraining order against you? Is that what happened? Oh, he wants to nullify the marriage. So if he wants to nullify the marriage, then why do you want to get back together and why do you want to reconcile? You can just go on your way. You want to reconcile, but it sounds like he doesn't want to reconcile. It sounds like he wants to nullify the marriage so he can get married again. That's what it looks like. Hmm. Well, all right. You want to reconcile, but he does not. All right. And let's go look at the other person. Raoul has a question. Uh, I heard about that, Vax. Let's go back to Raoul question. Okay. Raoul. We're going to ask the question, is relationship with AMITA over? Is it completely over? So it's ended from her side. So is it a one-way relationship? So then the other question is this a one-sided relationship? Okay. Let's see, is there any other questions here? Just for fun. Okay. Not legal advice, just for fun. I'm not giving you. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go move on here. I heard about that. About Poland getting bombed. Okay, right now it's just 2. And then. So this week I'm not going to have a Sunday reading. I'm just making this announcement because I'm going to a family reunion on Sunday. So I'm going to do my Sunday reading on Saturday. My Sunday reading is on Saturday. Okay. All right, let's get going. Let's make the let's go clear the air. We're on 9 energy today. Mother Mary, Modi wants to know if she will win the case that her husband filed against the marriage. Mother Mary, her husband wants to nullify the marriage, and Modi does not. Will the courts rule in Modi's favor? And so that's the question. Will the courts rule in Modi's favor? We're going to do a 3-card. If you're here, Modi, you can help out by telling me when I need to stop shuffling. When I need to stop shuffling. All right. All right, I'm going to start the shuffling process, Modi. This is a 3-card. Mother Mary, guide us to the truth. Guide us to the truth. Okay? Stopping right now. Okay. Maybe. It's not a sure thing, Modi, if they'll rule in your favor, but it looks like a maybe. Maybe. But it depends on your taking decisive action. So when you are presenting your case, you have to be unemotional. You have to be decisive. You have to bring with you all of your queenly energy. All of your queenly energy. You have to bring that with you. You have to bring that sense of that more of a though you have this, something that is overly emotional that could work against you. You have this energy. You have your motherly energy. You need to connect into your the core of your spirit, Modi. You have to connect into the core of yourself as a woman. And as a woman, you need to bring forward your ability to lead a family, all of your ambition, all of your intentions. And that has to be marshaled and brought forward when you argue your case as to why this marriage should not be nullified. However, what could, if, however, you are too self absorbed, if you come across as, well, you don't really care much, or you come across as this is all about you. If you come across as of your wanting to win this, you're wanting to win this case, you wanting this marriage to stay intact, if it's because of you and your desires and not the desires of the whole and the marriage, if there's children and everything, if it's not for the marriage, it's going to fail. That's what these cards are showing me, is that the thing that will cause it to fail is if it's all about you, Modi. If it's all about you, and you want this because for some reason you want this marriage to continue on and your husband does not want it to continue on. Now, if it's all about him, it will also fail because it's this marriage and so he wants it nullified, and so he has to win his case as to why you two were never married. And so it's about, he's going to be coming in a sense of an angle to win his case. He has to come and show, to demonstrate that this marriage never happened. It never really was a marriage. And so the case has to be on the marriage. It can't be on you as an individual, or for that matter, he as an individual. I hope, does that make any sense? And so will you reconcile? I know you want to reconcile. I think the other times that I've asked this question, you've asked this question, and sometimes it comes up as yes, sometimes it comes up as no. So it may just be, Modi, I know you want to, but at this particular time, if your husband doesn't want to reconcile, that reconciliation, you're wanting this relationship to work, will not work, because it will require his heart to change. It will require his heart to change. You can't change his heart. You can't change his heart. So I will ask the question, but if we look at what is the energy behind the court, the decision of the court case, we're looking at 14, 15, 16, 17. And so it's about manifesting abundance. It's the abundance of the whole versus, but there are these foundational issues at play. There are things that are the foundation of manifesting this relationship are on shaky grounds. Okay, making hasty decisions. All right. So let us take a look at, I want to go and look at, let's go back in and take a look at what the vibe is of your relationship. Let me just see let's go take a look at what is there. What is the vibe of the relationship? versus will you reconcile? Will you reconcile? What? Because from my vantage point, and you asking this question, it's all kind of, your relationship seems kind of one-sided. You know it'll work out. He doesn't know it'll work out. So let's just take a look at what we're looking here. And so I'm just going to pull a bunch of cards. Now one of them just fell out. So we have like two faces going on. So a double life. So is somebody, maybe your husband is leading a double life. Did he cheat? Was he a cheater? Because that shows to me is that what is the vibe of this relationship? What is going on in this relationship? So if you'd like to tell me when I need to stop shuffling. We'll just kind of shuffle until you think we should stop. Did you want me to stop now or later? Okay. Okay, so what we got here is, interesting. Tension, stress, a dead end. It's a dead end. It's frozen, stuck in place. Will you reconcile? At this current time, it doesn't look like that spirit is there, because we have also with this masculine energy. So looking at maybe there is maybe it's his energy that's an authority, some authority that has stepped in. So we look at, yes, there's this court that has stepped in, an authority figure. Is his father, are there some kind of welcome, Natina? And so what I have here is, this one is really problematic. And so what sits in your relationship is that there may have been some cheating that has gone on, or somebody's leading a double life. So his father is involved in separating you. His father doesn't want you to be together, and so he's listening to his father. But there may have been some other things going on, some double life or something like that. To you, he's one person, and to his parents, he's another person, because that could equally be that. So Modi, when you see him, it's almost as if he is, with this energy here, it's almost as if you just think about him. You're just thinking about him. But it almost sounds like maybe he gives you hope or whatever. That you're getting hope from somewhere, but I don't think that this thing of cheating, of leading two different lives. The word just came. Is he bisexual? Has he stepped out on you in a same-sex relationship? That just kind of popped into my life. So he lied to you. So he's probably not There may not be that, but then, people, I mean, what does that mean? 50% of men, I don't know. It just came in my mind. It just came in my mind, and it's probably nothing, but it popped in there that the word gay popped in a few times. That popped in there, uh, or yeah, I don't know why he married you. Maybe he is not attracted to women, and you have all this tension and this, and whatever is in this relationship, it's all about stress. It's about tension. It's not about love. It's not a love relationship. And then it's kind of stuck. It's frozen in place. It's frozen. But then again, there was this sense of this other masculine energy coming in. And so maybe what is going on, Modi, is that maybe your husband is gay and he has another, and it's not his father. Maybe his father is trying to break you up, but maybe there's another person that's in this relationship, and that another person is another man. Maybe he has that sense of that. Maybe he can never be the husband you want him to be. But I don't know. This is just something that I had felt right here in this moment. And just take it as like a grain of salt, for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes only. So, you know, um, anyways, this is not what you want to hear. I got that. I get that. But the vibe here doesn't look all that hopeful to me. It doesn't look that hopeful to me. So the question I'm okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm gonna go on to Raoul. I wish I could have started 2 hours ago, and then I could be on for longer. I'm gonna move on to Raoul. Raoul, are you still here? Well, it's okay if you're not. You are here. Great, great, great. You're welcome. Mother Mary, guide us, Raoul, to the truth of this relationship. We want to know what the truth is. We don't want to know what the illusion is. We don't want to know what the fantasy is. Help us to find the truth. Raoul wants to know if his relationship with Amita is truly over. Is that relationship truly over? So, Raoul, let's do a. You know what? I think for this one, I'm gonna use this deck instead. This is it's you just think of it like minor arcana cards only. And then we can just kind of take a look at what the energy is of the other energy that will present itself. And so this is a Catholic saint, just a regular playing card deck. It's not necessarily for divination, but you can use anything. I like it because you can see reversals here. And so we're going to just sort of, in this, there is a playing card. I will get you to your question. You will be my last one for today because I'm pumping, it's 7 o'clock here, Tina, and I will write your question down, and then if any other questions come in, it'll be whatever I open with on the next day at NATINA TI 9329, and let's get we are 9 energy today. What was your question? I did see it back here. So do you want a love reading? How is your love life evolving? She wants to know, how is my love life evolving? What is it? It sounds to me like so you're looking to meet somebody, but you haven't met that person yet. I'm going to write that down. I want to meet a long-term, supportive partner. Thus far, that person hasn't arrived. All right, but let's go to Raoul, and we will be here with Raoul, and then I'm just going to mix these cards up really, really well. I want to see what the energy of this is, and so this is we're just thinking of like the minor arcana cards only. And Raoul is asking the question, is his relationship with Amnita, is his relationship over? So if you're there, Raoul, I want you to, when you feel like I need to stop shuffling, you can tell me when to stop shuffling. Is Raoul's relationship with Amnita over? Hold on a second. Stop. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm not done yet, Mom. I'm not done yet. Oh, I guess I should have silenced the mic there. I'm punching right into dinner time. Okay. Okay. So, Rao, your relationship may just be one-sided. And your down number is 9. So we're looking at like an incomplete, but we're looking at there is some, and it's not a done deal. It's not a done deal yet. So we're going to just put it, I'm going to write it this way. And it's not a done deal yet. Okay? So it's over, but not yet. Does that make sense? I'm going to just rewrite it this way. It is over, but not yet. Okay? So there's a sense of some incompleteness here. So in one sense, what it feels like, with these numbers, what it feels like is there's no closure. There is, the door hasn't closed yet. So we're looking at no closure. No closure. So the door is open, but it may not be open enough that anybody can get in and out, in and out. But with a little bit of work, it could just swing it right open. Let's take a look at these other energies here, and then we will, what we have here. We have Saint, and we're going to just be looking at what these energies are in its opposition. If we look at Saint Paul the Pope, and you're looking at this sort of a magisterial energy. You're looking at Pope energy. You're looking at Father energy. You're looking at a rules-based order. And so if I look at, I'm just going to see what those energies kind of, what they may represent here. In our up, and we're going to just go look at Saint John Paul II summary. Summarize, S-U-M. I need to summarize John, and I'm going to put the saint in here. Saint John Paul II. So you're looking at, yes, he's a leader of the church. What kind of, what do we follow? Communism, a peacemaker, So we're looking at, in one sense, we're looking at on our 2 energy, we're looking at a peacemaker. A peacemaker. And then sticking to tradition. So peace through tradition. So we're looking at peace through tradition. Okay, that's one of the things. Now, why is he a saint? I don't know why he's a saint. Well, Maybe they just felt like they just needed. Now we're going to go in here and summarize Saint. I think that do you talk to her at all? If you're, I think that any reconciliation is going to have to come from your side, because if I look at this in a sense, there's a lot of masculine energy here, and a lot of masculine energy here. The San Andre 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 Besset B. Okay, let's go summarize this guy. And this is part of your incomplete 9 energy. An orphan, a doorkeeper. Doorkeeper. Interesting. So this is like a doorkeeper. What does that mean? So if we're the doorkeeper, so the door is closed, a closed door, a closed door. Montreal. So a healer. But in this sense, as a healer, it's in inverted form, so it's the healing is blocked. Healing is blocked. And let's take a look at this Saint Maximilian. Summarize Saint. That guy looks like he's an Orthodox saint. Maxim M-A-X. Maximilian. Yeah, okay. What are we looking at here? Martyr of charity. So we're looking at charity. Giving of self. Patron saint of prisoners, journalists, and families. Okay. Oh, he's a Japanese one. Canonized in 1982. Charity. What does that tell me? Okay. So what I'm looking at here is the healing in this sense is muted, is blocked. If you're looking at charity, you're looking at the giving of yourself. There's a unwilling to give of self. An unwilling to give of the self. And let's go just take a look and let's just do a simple one. Will she reconcile? Will she come back? And so you're going to ask the question, will she come back? Will she come back? Will she come back? And I'm going to draw on behalf of her. Mother Mary, will she come back? Will she come back? Raoul wants to know if she will ever come back. Will she come back? Will she come back? Mother Mary, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Raoul, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Raoul now and all throughout his journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. Blessed is the fruit of your womb, Raoul. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Raoul now and all throughout Raoul's journey. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Raoul. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for Raoul now and all throughout Raoul's journey. And Raoul wants to know, will Amnita ever come back? Will she come back? And these are your cards. And that's a maybe. That also is a maybe. She may come back. Just like there's a need to closure, and we're just looking at it as a maybe. Maybe. Maybe she'll come back. But I think you're gonna have to be the one. You're gonna have to be the one who does the legwork. So Raoul, you need to do the work. You need to be the peacemaker. The peacemaker. There's all kinds of masculine energy here. All the energy of all the cards is not all these cards are masculine, because there are female saints and so forth in this deck. But what we've seen here is we have the Jack and Jack, and you're looking at, that's a number, 12, 11, 22. We're looking at like 22 or 4. So it's like building the foundation. And then you have in the isolation card, number 7, but there's this isolation here. So that's kind of what I see here. The peacemaker, relying on tradition. And so the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. Saint Joseph. And so we're looking at this Saint Joseph card. Saint Joseph is a man who raised some other man's child. That's what Saint Joseph did. He was not the father of that child. He married a woman who was with child from another man, another source. And he raised that child as his own. And then we have this other one, Saint James the Great. James, the brother of Jesus, who carried on the movement. Who carried on the movement. Who was I believe he was like the Hebrew Pope. The Pope of the Hebrews. So he's carrying on the movement, but James carried on the tradition. So what I have here is just a lot of tradition. And then we have Saint Benedict. Saint Benedict was a hermit. He began an order. He was a contemplative, but in this form, we're looking at the aloneness is different. It's a different feeling. It's not a positive aloneness. It's a negative aloneness. Okay? That's kind of the energy that I have here. So you have to be the peacemaker. That's what I'm getting. From these cards, you need to be the peacemaker. All right, let's go move on to Natina. And Natina wants to know about her love life and how it is evolving. I'm going to use this deck here. What just fell down? Another paintbrush? Is that what fell down? All right. Okay. All right, Raoul. There you have your answers. The cards were kind of accurate then. You're willing then to be the father of a child that is not yours. Am I still frozen? Oh, my internet field collapsed. The video is not paused. The internet field collapsed. So that's what happened. I show full signal strength. It's coming back. But, all right, well, you're welcome, Raul. All right, well, let's just see. Let's just see what we come up with. I will describe it to you. Otherwise, Natina, I will start your reading either Saturday afternoon or tomorrow afternoon. How is... Let's do... We're doing a love reading. Mother Mary, let's do a love reading on Natina. To show us... It's still frozen? Okay. A love reading for Tina. Oh, it's not anymore. Shaw, okay. It's just highly pixelated, so it's highly pixelated. I'm going to have to wrap this thing up within the next 10 minutes. So I got to finish. We can't have dinner, like, close to dark. I'm really close to... So we have some cards that popped out. These cards just fell out. I'm going to take one off the top here. You're going to go like this, and then we're going to do this card. These are your cards. So this here is like the outcome of what we got coming on here. Sacrifice, temperance, solitude, and pessimism. So what we got here in your love reading is that, okay, so you're looking for some guy that hasn't manifested itself. And so you are applying your discernment in this moment in order to, you're comparing these guys up. You're comparing these guys to someone. This is the fantasy card. And so you are... There's a lot of fantasy here, but you have to be able to discern what is fantasy and what is not. Discernment has been your word for sure. So I know you can't see the cards. The cards are pixelated. So in your discernment, you have been judging these people that have been coming before you is not fit, is not long-term people. So you tend to be idealistic, and so you have to discern between, you have to cut between the fantasy and the reality. And so forefront in every man that you meet, you have to be able to discern which ones are the good ones and which ones are the bad ones. And it sounds to be like, what it sounds like is, gosh, you're doing the things that I used to do. You meet someone, you become enamored with them, and then soon you're writing their name against your... They're writing your name again. You're writing that, you're writing your name against their name to see if they fit together. Now, however, you meet the person, and then pretty soon pessimism creeps in. The pessimism creeps in, and whether it's your pessimism or theirs, and so you start to think, oh, this guy doesn't measure up. This doesn't measure up. And so then in that, you end up by yourself. You're spending a whole lot of time isolated in solitude here. And it may be, Natina, that in the time being, spending time journaling what it is you are looking for in a man and what it is that you are getting, who you are getting, you need to spend some time doing that. Now we have this sense of temperance, and in the temperance card, I don't, but once you write your question down, Shaw, please write your question down and I will get to you the very next time I go live. Write your question down. So when we look at temperance, temperance is a sense of the mixing of elements together to form something new. And so when we're thinking of a love relationship, you are ultimately what happens is that you get mixed with another person and they get mixed with you, and together something new comes forth. Something new comes forth from the mixing of all the different elements together. And there is this sense of sacrifice. Now, this is the other thing, is that you have boundaries. And creating boundaries here, and some things need to be sacrificed in order for a relationship to turn into what it is that you're seeking. And so what I'm getting here for you, Natina, is that this is getting in the way of every single one of your relationships. You get in there and you become pessimistic that this person is not the person, and it just might be, Natina, that all these people are the right people, except that for whatever reason you are discerning these people to be the wrong people, and you're not allowing the process of temperance to go forward. And so you spend your time alone. Okay, so Natina, I have to go. Um, it's time for me to get the dinner on the table. I think that so Sean, I'm going to write your question down, Sean, and I will be getting to you the very next time. I'm going to try to come on live tomorrow. If not, it'll be Saturday. And I'm going to write your question down. T7Z3R. Question is, do you see my situation changing? My life has been stagnant, SAGN, A-N-T, are things going to change? Okay, Shaw, I will attend your question the very next time I come online. Okay, so thank you everybody for allowing me to read for you today. Thank you, Natina. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, um, Modi, and thank you, Bhagavar. And I will be with all you all the next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye. It's not ending the stream.